The second method I will discuss here by using initial solution is least cost method. This is the simplest method, I guess. And how to start? First, we need to identify the cell with the lowest cost, and then we put the maximum unit to the cell. Here, if you compare all the costs here, we can see that the lowest cost is from Taiping to destination T, which is the cost is 14 ringgit. Considering that for Taiping, the maximum supply is 420, and for column T, the maximum demand is 360. So the available value we can put here is 360. By doing this, meaning that for column T is satisfied. So we cross out column T. The next lowest cost is 16 from Taiping to destination S. Since we already put 360 in this cell, and for column S, the demand is only 200 with the supply 420 from Taiping, meaning that we can put 60 unit at this cell, and automatically 60 plus 360 equals to 420. Thus, the row Taiping is satisfied. The lowest cost is from Ipoh to destination S, which is 18 ringgit cost. And here for column S, the demand is 200, where we already put 60 here, meaning that the remaining balance we can put from Ipoh to S is 140. Then the column S is also satisfied. The next the next cell that we should consider is from Ipoh to R, where the cost is 28. Since for this row for row Ipoh, we already put 140, where the maximum supply is 300. So we can have another 160 unit here, and 160 plus 140, the row input is satisfied. We cross out row input. Then we have only another two cells, which is the cost are 32 and 36, which is from Manjung to R is the lower if we compare between these two costs. And the number of unit that we can put here is, considering that for column R, the demand is 280, and for Romanjong, the supply is 60, and we already put 160 here. So the maximum amount that we can put in this column, this cell is 120. 160 plus 120 equals 280. By doing this, the column R is satisfied. And the only cell that we have is from Manjung to destination U, and the supply for Manjung is 600, and for column U the demand is 480, where we already put 120 here, meaning that 600 minus 120 is 480. Thus, the column U is satisfied, the row Manjung is satisfied as well. We double check R, S, T, U are satisfied, and for each row, Ipoh, Taiping, and Manjung also satisfied. Thus, we can calculate the transportation cost, which is 160 times 28 plus 140 times 18 plus 60 times 16 here until the last one is 480 times 36. Therefore, the total transportation cost is in RM 34,120. The last method to find the minimum cost by using initial solution is Vogel approximation method. To apply this method, we need to add another column and row, which is called penalty. Okay, to start this method, we need to find the difference between the two lowest costs in each row and column. For example, for row Ipoh, the lowest two values are 18 and 28. Then we find the difference is 10. For row Taiping, the two lowest values are 14 and 16. The difference is 2. For row Manjung, we find the difference of 24 and 20 is 4. And we do the same thing for each column. For column R, the difference for the lowest two is 4. For column S, the difference for the lowest two is 2. For column T, the difference for the lowest two is 6. 14 minus 20. And for column U, the lowest two is 32 minus 36 is 4. And if we compare all the penalties value here, 4, 2, 6, 4, 10, 2, 4, the highest is 10, meaning that we choose row Ipoh as the starting point, and we should choose the lowest cell in row IPO, which is this cell. 18 is the lowest cell. Um, how to determine what is the maximum unit we should put here? And for row IPO, the supply is 300 and the demand for column S is 200, meaning that we can put 200 at this cell. By doing this, automatically the column S is satisfied. Then we repeat the same way with ignoring the column S, which is already satisfied, and we go again with the first row IPO. The lowest two is 28 and 32, so the difference is 4. For row typing is 32 and 14, the difference is 8. For Mahjong, we find the difference between 20 and 36. Sorry, 20 and 32 equals to 12. And we do the same again for column R. We find the difference between 28 and 22. Oh, sorry, here should be 6. 28 minus 22 should be 6, not 4. A mistake. And for column S, the difference between, sorry, we should ignore column S and we move to the next column, column T. 6 here is obtained from 14 minus 20. And for column U, 32 minus 36 equals to 4. If you observe here, the penalty here is 4, 8, 12, and should be 6 here, 6 and 4. The maximum penalty is row Mahjong. Thus, we need to choose the lowest cell in row Mahjong, which is lowest cost here is 20. The supply for Mahjong is 600 and the demand for T is 360, meaning that we can put 360 here. By doing this, the column T is satisfied. We start with another slide. Compute the penalty again by excluding column S and T. We cross out column S and T. So we have another two more columns. And we repeat another again the same step. We find the difference for the lowest two for row IPO, 28 and 36. The difference is 8. For typing, the difference is 10. For Mahjong, 32 minus 36 is 4. And the difference for column R is 28 minus 22 is 6. Sorry, again, my mistake here. Should be 6 here. And for column S and T, we just ignore these two columns. And for column U, 32 minus 36 is 4. Then we compare all the penalty values. 8, 4, sorry, 8, 10, 4, 4, and should be 6 here. The maximum penalty is 10. Then we should choose the lowest cost in row typing, which is the lowest cost is 22. For column R, the demand is 280 and the typing supply is 420, meaning that we can put 280 here. By doing this, column R is satisfied. Then we repeat the same method again. Of course, we must exclude column T, S, and R. We have only one column left, which is column U. We cannot find the difference between the two values, so we just write down the remaining unit here. 300 minus 200 is 100, and for typing 280 minus 420 is 140. For Manjung, 600 minus 360 is 240, and automatically the total here is 480 and satisfied. Now we're almost done with the allocations. The next step is we need to check if demand and supply for the rows and column are satisfied or not. Now for column R, S, T, and U are satisfied, and for row Ipoh, typing, and Manjung also satisfied. Then we can calculate the transportation cost. 200 multiply 18 plus 100 multiply 36, 280 multiply 22, and until 240 multiply 36. Therefore, the total transportation cost is Rm 33,680. Here we can see that among the three methods, Vogel approximation method produced the minimum cost. However, to determine whether the solution is to optimize, we need to apply Modi method, which will be discussed in the next lesson. Thank you.